Danny Trejo does not have a store called Just Machetes.
He's got
He's into
donuts,
tacos, that's it.
Just Machetes.
Stick around, make a sound. There's more Dumb People Town.
Guys, I love a great deal as much as the next guy
and I'm
or
the next
gal.
guy, and this is the
and
next
I
guy.
love it too. But I'm not going to crawl through a bed of hot coals or lay down and listen to Motley Crue play a new album of songs.
New specifically.
Just their new stuff to save a few bucks. It's
right.
got to be easy. No hoops, no BS. So when Mint Mobile said it was easy to get wireless at $15 a month with the purchase of a 3-month plan, we called them on it. Turns out it really is that easy to get wireless for $15 a month.
The longest part of the process was the time we spent on hold waiting to break up with the old provider. That's on them, by the way.
That is on them.
To get this new customer offer and your new 3-month premium wireless plan for just $15 a month, go to mintmobile.com/DPT.
That's mintmobile.com/DPT. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/DPT.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Dumb People Town. Population Nash.
Hey.
What's up, Jason Nash, dude?
guys?
I'm so happy you're here. We just did your amazing podcast. We'll talk about that and how people can follow that in a little bit. But Nashy, we got dumb stories to cover.
I love it.
Let's jump in right
feel,
away.
I feel dumb as hell.
Hey, no, we're all dumb. Not. I like Nash. You like to say that you're dumb, but you're so smart.
No.
So smart.
No. My little brain, I have the tiniest, smallest brain, and it gets dumber every day.
How do you have a son at Columbia? That's like
the wife's genes.
She got those.
I don't know. The ex-wife. Oh, wait. We're gonna get in trouble.
Cut it up.
Ex-wife.
Wife at the time.
We'll fix that in post.
We'll X her in post. All right, here we go. This is sent in by Matthew Friedman at Not Your Average Matt.
Thanks, Matt.
Florida man whines about his ruined reputation after pulling gun on Uber driver. So let's start with the headline. They're making a judgment about this guy. When you say he's whining about something,
Fair.
I mean, you're.
But if you are at any level complaining about your reputation, this is like when your kid, or in my case, nephews, say to you, "I'm mad that you're mad at me."
Yeah.
You're like, well, I'm disappointed that you're disappointed in me.
Wait, you can't do that. No, because they're trying to shift the argument into
a different area.
Right.
Different area.
They're actually
like children, teenagers should prep politicians for debates. Because, you know what I mean? Like, your kids, your daughter can win a debate with you because she shifts it in a way that you're like, wait, why are we now fighting about this?
Right. Well, kids are grounded more in morals than we are. So, like, you know, when your kid, I remember like driving with my kids when they were little, and I would pull into a handicap spot for a second, and they'd be like, "Whoa, what are you doing? What? No, you can't!" And they'd be like, "I'm just here for a second. If somebody comes, I'll move." And they're like, "No, you can't do it." You know?
Can I ask you? This brings up a good thing.
Wait, have you ever taken a dump in or peed in a handicap spot?
Hold on. That's what my question is. I need a
yeah.
ruling on this. This is my ruling on the disabled accessible handicap stall.
Handy-capable.
Every single person can use it. However, if someone with a disability comes into the bathroom,
they get first shot.
They are next in line for that stall.
They're first in line.
Where are you reading this?
No, that's my personal ruling.
Oh, that's your take.
But what if they really have to go and you're in it and the other one is empty?
You can't leave it empty for no one. You just have to give priority.
Everybody use it
to once someone is in that room.
And if you've been in there for a while, someone can knock on the door and be like,
someone can knock on any door. Anywhere in any place too long, someone has a right to knock.
All right.
Yeah.
Dude, I've knocked on so many airplane bathrooms and then switched to the other bathroom.
This was my first album, remember? Yeah. That's the response.
Hey,
there's a man in here. Go away now. I've got my own business. Find your business. I've become an old Midwestern man.
That's right.
Yeah. Go away.
So he's whining because he pulled a gun on an Uber
how dare
driver.
you besmirch my reputation?
Well, you know he's going to be like, he deserved it. No Uber driver deserves a gun being pulled on them. And especially unless he threw a knife back at you. Well, let's find out. It is Florida. Police in Milton, Florida, arrested a man after he pulled a gun on an Uber driver earlier this week who was dropping his daughter off. Wait, what?
Oh.
Wait, the Uber driver is dropping his daughter off?
Yes.
That's not acceptable
Sean-
behavior.
So Dan's in the back as a passenger. You're the driver.
Yes.
And you've got your daughter with you, and Dan puts like
No. The guy who's pulled the gun's daughter was being dropped off by an Uber driver at his house.
Oh.
And he pulled a gun on him.
Oh.
This is going to be a who's the asshole kind of
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
thing. Sean Hollenbeck. Holler back at me, Hollenbeck.
I love a good. You know, I love.
All the girls that can be 19. Sean holler back it like this. And Sean don't holler back again.
I'll have 2 eggs over easy with Hollenbeck sauce.
Okay.
Right on the side.
On the side now.
Here at Hollenbeck Farms.
What do you guys
we
make
pull
at
guns.
Hollenbeck Farms?
We pull guns on all the animals.
All right, so Sean Hollenbeck forced the driver out of the car and onto the ground.
Whoa.
And has since been charged with false imprisonment and aggravated assault with a weapon. WEAR news reports. Where?
Yeah.
WEAR.
Yeah.
It's also W-ear.
That's true, too.
W-ear.
Listen for us,
Listen for
WEAR.
Where?
Keep your ear to the ground. It's W-E-A-R.
After pulling him out of the car, Hollenbeck reportedly forced the driver to lie down in the roadway, show his driver's license so he could photograph it, and allow him to photograph his license plate, his Uber account, and the address where he picked up
You know, there was a
Hollenbeck's
moment
daughter.
where he's like, lay down flat on the driveway. He's like, show me your license. He's like, can I reach into my pocket? Don't reach into your pocket.
He got too far. He's like, I've never done this before. I don't know how to.
So
I
the
don't know.
daughter's probably texting him something about the ride
This
while
guy's
it's
been
happening,
rude.
right?
He drove crazy.
Inappropriate, maybe, yeah.
Inappropriate.
This, as parents of daughters, all three of us, we will at once, I feel like, sympathize with this guy and also be like, bro. I know.
Yeah.
Here we go. As it turned out, how old? Let's guess how old the daughter is right now. How old daughter?
Taking an Uber to dad's.
12.
16.
That's a good guess.
12, 16?
I'm
What
going
do
to
you
go
got?
9.
Well, it's Florida. I'm going to say 15.
Get
I'm
your,
gonna read 15.
get your answers in. One of you is 1 year off.
Ooh.
Do you guys want to go up or down?
Yeah.
I'll go down 14.
I'll go to 8.
I'll go to 11.
11.
This one
Spinal
goes
Tap.
to 11.
Please go to 11. Here it is. 13 years old.
Oh.
Yeah, she went the wrong way. All
Bar
right.
mitzvah age.
As it turned out, the 13-year-old snuck out of the house Saturday night and took an Uber to Pensacola about 30 minutes away.
What?
When he discovered she'd snuck out, he reportedly called both the Santa Rosa County and Escambia County Sheriff's offices, but didn't get much help from either department. So when she got back home, he made the only logical decision and pulled a gun on the completely innocent Uber driver. All right, whoever's writing this article is fully judging the scenario.
Yeah.
So here's the deal. If someone kidnapped your kid, and I know the panic that was in his mind, they're probably not going to bring him back.
No.
They're not going to drop him off at home. Yeah.
And they're certainly not, after they drop him off, say, leave me a good review.
Yeah. 5 stars.
5 stars for the kidnap.
As far as my kidnapping goes, how do I rate me well?
It is quite a gamble, though, when you send your daughter in an Uber.
Yeah.
But he
Like, it's
didn't
bad.
send her.
She snuck out.
She snuck out.
I know, but I'm just saying in general, like,
Oh, yeah.
you're already panicked. Like,
You're on
Oh, you're
pins and
following
needles.
that ride the whole
You're
Yeah,
following
yeah,
it the whole
yeah.
way.
This girl. So was he calling her? She has to have a phone because she ordered the Uber.
Yeah.
So he was probably calling her and she wasn't answering. So he's starting to
What's
panic.
she doing in
At 13, what are you doing in
don't
Pensacola?
wanna know.
Nothing good. Nothing good can be happening in Pensacola. Nothing good happens in
Even if you're
Pensacola
in
at
the
5
Navy.
in the afternoon. Yeah.
I wonder if the daughter made a fake body in her bed.
I'm
yes.
sure. Bunch of pillows.
Full Alcatraz.
And the dad checked a couple times.
Yeah.
And he was like,
She's asleep. Man, she's sleeping
Love you,
soundly.
kiddo. Love you.
She does.
Wait a minute.
She's sleeping.
She
There's a
doesn't tell
poster
you.
of Rita Hayworth on the wall.
Right. Open the poster and go through.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Yeah, no.
That
this,
little girl crawled through 20 yards of shit at night.
I got into an Uber.
Yeah.
With tiny Andy Dufresne.
It's not entirely clear. But also, can we go back to how this person is judging this guy pretty harshly. Like,
Yeah, but
the
why?
Uber driver-
But we don't. To me, based on what they've written, apart from the,
He did the only logical
Superlatives.
decision and pulled the gun on the completely
why is that a
innocent Uber.
logical decision?
Because he's making fun of it. He's being sarcastic.
Oh yes, well he should be.
He's being
What
sarcastic.
does the Uber driver have to do with your daughter's lying?
So-
They're just picking people up and taking people home.
Right, but he doesn't know that. So he thinks you kidnapped my daughter and then you just brought her back. Why would you do that?
But he was like sitting outside, and then also she's probably in the back seat.
Right.
Right.
Who's she like running away with that she's going backseat? They're
She's
going front
going
seat?
to Pensacola to be with a boy who's probably like 18, who or
God forbid.
or 15,
Or hopefully maybe let's a friend who moved away.
okay,
Fine.
and she doesn't want her dad to know. First of all, sneaking out of the house and going 30 minutes away. That's a bad kid. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
There's
Unless it's LA because they went a mile.
right.
It's true.
Where is
Depends
he?
what
He's
time of
next
day.
door. No, dude, that's a bad kid. Like,
Right.
Your,
Yeah, this is
your
acting
kids
up.
wouldn't do this. My kids wouldn't do this.
Sneaking out at 13.
Sneaking out at 13.
But also, let's say if your dad is willy-nilly pulling guns on people, maybe you do want to get out of that house.
That's right. Facts.
Facts.
Yeah, it comes back to the parents.
So Jay's on the side, or Dan's on the side of the
newspaper
author.
author, writer or
Writer.
newspaper author.
Author.
Okay, it's not entirely clear what kind of gun Hollenbach used.
real one.
WER News said it was a .22 rifle, but Fox 35 Orlando reports it was actually an AR-15.
What?
So now they're in a fight?
Yeah.
Fox and WEAR?
Fox bumped it up to an AR-15.
They did.
Long gun's crazy.
Either one could be deadly at close range. Thanks.
No shit.
Oh, so good reporting, sarcastic
Hang
news.
on a minute.
Also, either one can be deadly at long range.
Yeah.
A rifle or an
Doesn't matter the
AR.
range.
And then here's what they added. And having a gun pointed in your face is going to make for a bad day. Just don't put your English on everything. Don't put your English on your English.
I would love to meet who wrote this.
Yeah.
Because right now I'm thinking it's like bring your kid to work.
I
day.
think it's a friend of the Uber driver who's like, I'll write an article.
I'll
or
write it.
an
I'll
enemy
write
of the
it.
dad.
And
Or a friend in Pensacola sticking up for their best friend who moved away.
Right.
That's right.
Okay, here we go. If you assumed Hollenbach would have seen the error of his ways after his arrest and being fired from his job, though, you couldn't possibly be more wrong. He is doubling down.
Of course he is.
Insisting that he did everything right. Quote, that vehicle was completely unmarked. In my mind, this was not
Unmarked.
good, right? And he told
She got
WAR
Uber
News.
black?
And everybody knows what's going on in this country with fentanyl and child trafficking and rape. It's terrible stuff. He's not wrong.
No, you got to be worried about stuff.
You're like, understand that this is a guy who woke up, kid not there,
Yeah.
Yep.
started to panic.
Mm-hmm.
Like what he probably should have said there is, with everything that's going on in the country, put yourself in my shoes, looked in the room, no kid there.
I went a little crazy.
You went a
Yes.
lot of crazy.
But it like it's false
Overreacted.
imprisonment. It's not like he's being charged with pulling a gun on someone and they drove away and they called the cops. I am assuming there's ample time
Time for-
in this for the Uber driver to go, dude, I don't know what you're talking
so
about.
what could he have done?
And he's not listening
Maybe he
to
didn't
that
speak
guy.
English.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Hey, what if he's holding the gun, not pointing the gun, holding the gun? So who the F are you?
That's enough.
Who are you?
That's enough.
Who are you?
But he's not. He's saying get on the ground. and
I
get
know,
on the
but I'm
ground.
saying, tell me who you are right now. To my daughter, get in the house.
Yeah.
Tell me who you are right now.
Yeah.
Or to the daughter, who is this? This is my Uber driver.
Yes.
End of story.
Right.
See you
First of
later.
all, if the kid's released easily, then you know it's not because he didn't force him back.
I don't know if we're going to find this out, but make your call right now. Is there a mom on the porch?
Oh,
Because we haven't heard from her
I
at
don't know
all.
if there's a mom in the picture.
That's what I'm saying.
You don't know.
A mom would calm him down a little. All right. He also
Calm
really
him
wants
down.
people to know that he's a veteran, saying, "I served."
Oh, here we
no.
go.
How many years?
Love a good
How
false
many years
equivalency.
as an
Love
army doctor?
a good false equivalency.
As an army doctor?
Yeah. How many years did he serve as an army doctor?
Oh, my God.
6.
6.
18.
31 years.
Wow.
Dude, relax.
I trained as
Thank
a
you for your
Navy
service.
flight
That
surgeon.
has nothing to do with this.
I served with the 7th Special Forces
Unless you have
Group.
PTSD.
I served with the 160th. I served 6 tours. That, of course, only
Amazing.
Well,
Thank
you know
you
what-
for your service.
You know what that is? That is he was never on the front lines.
Right.
No.
He was an army doctor.
Right.
So,
So
he
he's
had it.
now-
He was trying to get some the entire time.
This is him
He had
now.
a taste for it.
He wanted
and
some
now
con-
he's acting out, being
He
like
wants some live action.
yeah. He
Live fire.
never got the real action.
So this is now he's bringing it.
This is he was in MASH.
yes, he was in MASH.
He's Hawkeye.
He's Hawkeye.
And thank you for your
Going
service, by the
Thank
way.
you for
Thank you for your service.
One of a clinger.
Well, you know who's
Yes,
not going to
daughter.
thank him for his service? The journalist of this article. That, of course, only makes things worse since he's not some yokel who's never been taught the rules of firearm safety
that's a fair
or when
point.
it's appropriate to pull a gun on someone.
He's
Quote, the
right.
vast majority of this story has not been presented to the public whatsoever, and the vast majority of this is related to parental rights, he said, later adding, in this country, you're innocent until proven guilty. If it goes to trial, I look forward to it because I want to get 12 moms and dads on that jury and ask the judge if what I did was fair because I called for law enforcement and I didn't get them. So he did call for law enforcement,
yeah.
but I guess law enforcement is like, we don't know if your kid just snuck out or not. which the kid did.
Yeah, the law enforcement was right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have to be missing for 24 hours before they can do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, or just some sort of like concrete, like
Evidence of
Yes.
removal, a broken window, something like that.
That's right.
Forced entry, things like that.
Right.
Also, whose account is the Uber affiliated with? Because if it's hers, she doesn't have a bank account. So somebody's still at charge, or whoever Ubered her to Pensacola and back.
I think that might be it.
Yeah.
The other person.
Probably,
Maybe she
right?
doesn't have a phone. All right, here we go. Something tells us the jury will probably see things differently, but it is Florida, so you never know. Wow, this guy's taking pot
this
shots at
reporter.
Florida. Of all states, taking pot shots at Florida?
Come on. I don't see any shenanigans happening.
maybe
Not our
they'll-
light on the hill.
Maybe they'll decide it actually isn't illegal to pull a gun on your daughter's Uber driver. Crazier things have happened in the past. This is, in my opinion, a guy who went way too far.
Yes.
Talking about the reporter.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm sick of his shit, and I'm sick of his language.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I don't know. This is
But isn't this
as
lesson
Dan-
you guys have all taught your kids when they lose a game? At some point, maybe it was your kid, or you saw another kid, who were like, yes, you have a right to be upset. You just don't get to act like that.
Don't act like
So-
that.
so-
Right?
this guy-
are you in the right to be, what the fuck is, where's my
Yes,
daughter?
yes.
100%.
Right.
Do you get to go that hard in the yard?
went too hard in the paint.
No.
Went too hard in the paint. You cannot do that.
I think you can even come out yelling at the guy, and I'm okay with that. Come on.
I'm even okay with him holding a
But
gun.
if you're an Uber, do you know?
Not
maybe you guys
pointing.
have done it. I don't know. But a lot of people Uber their kids around places.
Totally.
Sure.
And if you're
so
the Uber driver,
and
you're
you've
like,
been doing it long enough,
I'm
you're
the
like,
Uber
I don't
driver.
care.
I'm the Uber driver. I'm the Uber driver. She ordered me the Uber. Go check it on my thing. I can show you my.
Yes.
That's all you're saying the entire time.
Maybe they don't have Uber. Maybe they don't use it at all.
Yeah.
Fair.
Right.
Fair.
Maybe
But if
he
a
made
kid
the
gets
account.
in and it's like, who are you? It's like, oh, for whatever. I'm going home. I'm going home to see my dad. You're like, okay, well, get in then. Like everything matches up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so this kid, you don't sneak out of the house, people.
Yes. It
Like,
starts with the kid.
I guess people used to sneak out of their houses a lot
All the
a long
time.
time ago.
Yes, of course.
And that was kind of what people just did.
Yes.
But then, like, the Golden State Killer came along, and it's like, all that's over.
Yeah.
Just like 9/11 came along, and you got to take your shoes off now at the airport.
Yeah.
Like, it takes one bad
I think of
actor.
it as like the camping rule or
Yeah.
hiking rule. Do whatever you want, but you need to be able to leave some evidence as to where you were going.
yeah.
So like if you sneak out and you do the bed thing with the whatever, well if they pull back the blanket and they see you're gone, they know you're gone. So you might as well leave a note as to where you went. Because you got found out anyway.
I would
So
put-
then at least
I would put,
if something ever goes wrong, they knew where you were headed.
You can make it fun. You could put a pen in a Coca-Cola. Where am I?
Yes.
Pensacola.
There you go.
Pensacola.
Pepsi Cola.
Pensacola.
All right, Randy's got that's story number one.
Story number one down in the books.
Dumbass.
I'm not mad. I'm mad at everybody in that story. All right, when we come back, we're going to find out about Nash's podcast that we were on. Start with our episode, Dig Back.
Ways to support him and follow him. He's putting out all this great content.
Amazing stuff. And we'll let you know, Daniel, you tell us your
No,
story.
you guys-
we'll
That's us,
tell you
yeah.
what we're up to and
I'll
how
do it
you
later.
can support us and come see us. We have some big shows coming up that we'd love to have.
It's Dumb People Town with Jason Nash. We'll be right back.
Stick around, make a sound. There's more Dumb People Town.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. Before we jump into story number 2, and before we get into how you can support Jason Nash, our wonderful guest,
Where
we
you
got a
guys gonna
couple
be?
of
What are you
things.
doing?
So again, this is the timing, when this is going to drop. I will say this: we have a huge show in Michigan,
Ann Arbor,
Michigan, at the Michigan Theater. It's huge,
Ooh,
1,400 seats.
Big.
Come on, huge. So
Hey,
that's-
we don't want 200 people in there.
That's on September 27th, Friday night, 8 p.m. The show's
Called
going to be super
Stealing
fun.
Sklars.
Stealing Sklars, stealing
Gonna be
signs.
awesome.
What do
No.
you guys do when you go to Michigan? That's your alma mater.
So my daughter's there. She's a sophomore. So
So she'll fill it up.
I don't know if she can fill it up, but it's
You'd
we'll
be
see.
surprised.
So it's alumni weekend, and it's like parents' weekend, family weekend,
Oh,
and
great.
alumni weekend.
And all those
So-
people that went through that run, they love you guys.
Yeah, and I would say, you know what you're doing on Saturday. You're going to the game.
Right.
Friday night, come see us.
Right.
We got your plan. If
Well,
you're sitting, and go, what are we going to
Little
do?
comedy pep rally.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. So that's Friday night, and you can go to supersklars.com and get the tickets.
I don't know. We've known each other for over 12 years, and I've still never been to Ann Arbor with you guys.
Oh my God!
Dan,
Some
you
year.
should
I've
come.
never been to the big house.
You have.
I've never gone to a game that Michigan's going to play and
Dan,
watch for their
let's
signs.
talk off air and see if you want to come do this.
Someday,
just for the,
yeah.
for
If
the-
not this one, we
We'll
got to
figure
make
it
sure.
out.
Have a good team this year.
Yes, they have a good team. Their first game was okay. They didn't. They showed some cracks.
They
The
have a tough
defense-
game against Texas this week.
Yeah, we played Texas, who's amazing.
And I
Defense.
love that you're doing the show before the game. Because if, God forbid, they lose in Heartbreaker, who wants to go see comedy that
They're
night?
playing Minnesota. They should win.
Yeah, of course.
But-
But I'm just saying,
yes.
do the energy. Be a part of the energy
Part of the
before it
ramp up.
crescendos.
You're
yeah.
going
part of the
like
ramp.
this.
Everybody should
Part of
come
the
to
week-
that
the
show.
weekends
Also,
like this.
that. Also,
I'm trying
so
to
we
think
go,
if I were an alumni or alumnus, or I am, but if I were like going to
Yeah, yeah,
something,
yeah. What's
or
a
my
fun thing to
kids
do
were
Friday
at the
night?
school. Okay, let's say you went to and you're like, all right, we know what we're doing on Saturday. You
Yeah,
go to
of
visit
course.
Wyatt, and you're like, I know what I'm doing Saturday, but you're like, wait a minute, there's this cool thing going on Friday night. Let's
Yeah.
do that.
So we hope
cool.
that kind of happens. and-
That's at superscholars.com.
So
Right?
and
Now, wait,
then
can I
we're
ask you
going
guys
to
about-
Vegas for the first time.
You are?
Yeah.
But
First
I
time
want to. Okay. I
Go.
can't. I'm trying to get you to talk about Born Identity. But
That's
okay,
coming
so
too.
you're going to Vegas. Where in Vegas?
Wise Guys.
I love Keith.
Oh,
I
great.
love
I owe
Keith.
him a
Do
text
you know
message.
Wise Guys? Did you ever do that?
I've done it in Utah,
Utah's great.
but
so
not
they
in Vegas.
they just opened in Vegas.
What weekend are you doing that?
So we're doing October like 15th, 16th, around there. Whatever that Friday, Saturday night
Oh, that
is.
would be like the
17th.
12th, 13th.
No, it's the next one.
The weekend after that?
So 18th, 19th, I think.
Ooh,
Yeah.
maybe I'll come watch a set.
Hey now, we're very
I'm not
excited about
joking.
that. Are
All
you
the
gonna be
reason
there?
to go to Vegas?
Okay.
It's 4 hours.
Come. And then, oh Jesus,
Is that
no,
like
no, no.
is that multiple nights or just one night?
2 nights?
2 nights.
2 nights, 4 shows.
Friday and Saturday.
Friday and Saturday night.
Great.
We're really excited. And then November, we're going to be the Flyover Comedy
Well,
Festival.
first we're going to be at Fort Collins, then the Flyover Comedy Festival in
You doing
St.
Comedy
Louis.
Fort?
Comedy Fort, first weekend in November.
Daniel's going to be at the Flyover Festival. Here's
am.
the deal.
Saturday.
Saturday night, we're doing our show at the Sheldon, and then I
Nice.
think your show might be after that.
Doesn't make a difference to
and
me.
we'll figure it out. But it's going to be all, come join all of us for that.
Yeah.
We'll get into that later. Superscholars.com for all that stuff. And then we're doing the live, our 2-man show called The Born Identity over at the Lyric Hyperion 3 times in December, and hopefully with hopes of that going off to Broadway.
That's the one that you guys told me about. That's
Yeah,
more like
2-man
a
show.
a 2-man
Yeah, like
show.
a Birbiglia style Alex Edelman.
And when is that?
girlfriend. So that's in December 9th.
In LA.
12th, yeah, 9th, 12th,
I'm
and
gonna come.
16th.
It's
yeah,
a small
I'm gonna-
theater, so hopefully those will sell.
So we just did Jay's amazing podcast. It was so much fun.
Yep.
I loved it.
All Good Things podcast.
All good things. This
Yep.
is all things comedy. He's got all good
the
All
things.
good things.
It
I
is
stole it.
such a fun podcast. I've been sort of going through it, and obviously I follow you. We follow you on social media, and I love every clip because it's one part silly, fun, sort of craziness,
Yeah.
and then also really cool processy stuff about how people get where they are. And I love your curiosity with people. It's such a
Yeah.
great
Thank
podcast.
you. I like
Made
when
you a
you
great
guys are
interview.
on, like, you guys talked about. I just think specifics are so great.
Totally.
So like to hear you guys be on Better Call Saul, right? Like that to me is so interesting. Like what happened, how
How
it
did they
went
film it?
down.
Yeah.
And you guys going into a show that's like Emmy nominated like that, and your story from Curb was so good.
Insane. His
and,
audition,
and
insane.
so and then I loved the story about your dad. I mean that was probably my favorite. Just they came in and they talked about their dad, the Ozzie Smith story.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
sure you
great.
know it.
Yes.
But I hadn't heard it.
Well,
But,
it was fun
yeah,
because
so stuff like
it was
that's
a
good.
bit, but we kind of got into the real nuts and bolts of what the bit came out of.
Yeah.
the
Just
the real
reality
life story,
which is
yeah.
a real life story, which is
I love all that.
You know, I mean, when you sort of dig into real things, it's
the
kind of the
best.
best. You can hang your hat on the meat of what that is. It's
Yeah.
why Dan's such a good stand-up, because he's just a great like storyteller, raconteur of real stuff that actually happens.
And then within it, he hangs like all these jokes along the way, which is what's
We had Jamie Kennedy on Friday, and it's crazy what he's done.
oh my god.
I mean,
God.
like it's
The
you
dude,
can go
so much.
forever. Like he told the craziest story about he was going to be a rapper, and for one of the pranks, and so they changed his skin color, and they didn't. He was supposed to open for 3-6 Mafia.
No.
And so he told the whole story of how it went down. And it's like, I don't know. I love people like that. I love people that have kind of been to the top and getting that vantage point. Dane Cook was on. Amazing.
Yeah, he is
Dane Cook's been to
unbelievable.
the pinnacle.
Did you get him to be real on there?
So real.
That's
Told me
amazing.
about his he didn't talk about the brother. He didn't want to talk about that, which I get. But he told me about his mom passing.
Yeah,
Sure.
And he did it in a funny way, and it was just you're just like, and just that vantage point. That's what I love.
I love
It's
it.
so good. And people can follow you on social media.
Yep, I'm on social media.
At Jason Nash.
Yep. It's if you have Instagram or there's something called TikTok. There's
You
YouTube.
do live stuff that's so fun and interesting too that people can jump on and watch. If you,
I do live streams. Yeah, live streams.
which
too.
are great.
Yep.
I'll pop in on those and
Yeah,
do those.
I love it.
Come.
It's so fun. People like challenge you and shit, which I love. They kind of
Don't
Andrew,
challenge Jason Nash.
We talked about it, but you might do my show. You're going up more around town.
Yep, I had
So
a
people
set
can
the other
see-
night.
Yeah.
Yep,
Well, I'm going to have you on my
going.
show too.
Okay,
I
great.
love it.
Great.
All right,
Come
shall I
do
jump
Tag
into-
It.
Come do Tag It.
Oh
All
my
right, I'm going to
gosh,
jump in
you
this
should
story. You
Totally
ready?
do Tag It.
Oh, tag it. Yeah.
You should do. You're doing Tag It on that Friday night in St. Louis too, right?
I have no idea, but
If
sure.
you're in town,
You're
in.
invited.
Yeah. I might have a different set.
All right,
Late.
Well, we'll get you on. We'll
Late.
time it out perfectly. All right, this is story number 2 sent in by Carlene McDermott at
She Be Carlene.
Here's the headline. I'll give it to you right now.
Okay.
Stranger caught pooping on man's doorstep. This is happening more and more now, you guys. It
You're
just
supposed
is.
to go into the bag to the doorstep.
Right.
Oh, yeah,
Guy
that's
missed
what
a
it's supposed to
step.
do.
He
The
missed a
fucking-
step.
You got to go in your bag.
Yeah.
He hit the steps and
You're
missed
trying
a
to
step.
go. You don't go farm to table on porch poop. You don't go straight from
You don't
the
go
source.
farm to doorstep.
Yeah, it's got to be packaged and shipped.
Thank you. This, what happens in here, the interaction, because
How much do you hate somebody to physically go poop on their porch? How much are you enraged at someone that you think that's the
or
best
it's
that
totally
got?
random. You got to go. But why on the porch? Why on
if
the
it's
porch?
random, you're in the bushes.
Right.
You're
If
not
it's
putting
random,
that
you're
out on the porch, right, Nash?
Okay, you ready for this?
Yeah, you definitely.
If someone pooped on my porch, I just be like,
What?
Okay.
What?
Well, if you have a Ring camera, you'd be like, "Thank you for the content."
Yeah,
You have no idea
yeah.
how much I'm gonna make on this
That's
reel,
funny.
Right.
thanks to you.
That's really funny.
Coming home from a night out ended with a bewildering encounter at the front door.
Oh, he watched it.
For one Melbourne man, after claiming to have
Oh, it's
walked
Australia? This isn't even. I can't believe this made the news.
It's like, if it's Australia, like, and then she was eaten by
Right,
a
the news.
spider.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The news would be like, "Did you die?" And you'd be like, "No, I'm
Did a
completely
bat
alive."
get ya?
Well, if you're not even dying,
Did you punch a kangaroo?
if nothing tried to kill you, what are we even talking about here?
Did a bat get you? All right, so come home for night out and a bewildering encounter at the front door for one Melbourne man after claiming to have walked in on a half-naked young woman propped up on the ground, defecating on the doorstep, an act apparently more common than one may think.
Oh, God.
Lynette Nemo, who goes by...
He found Nemo.
There we go.
He didn't want to.
He wanted to lose Nemo.
Another great story from Australia. Losing Nemo. Lynette Nemo, who goes by Nettie, says she could not believe her
So
ears.
both of her names sound like a fish.
Right.
Yeah, that's
Nettie and Nemo.
That's what caught Nemo.
Was a Nettie. Yeah, Nemo got caught in the Linetti. So, who
Okay,
goes by Nettie, says she could not believe her ears when her husband, Azza, came back to their home in Kew around what time on Saturday and told her he'd just encountered a random girl doing the biggest poop he'd ever seen on the front door of their complex.
Whoa.
1
What
a.m.
time?
1
1
a.m.
a.m.? What do you think?
3 a.m.
What's a guy time for an old-fashioned elephant porch dump?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go because originally we all thought like 1 a.m, right? But
Right.
now like he's running back from the house.
Oh, he was already out, right?
I'm gonna go 8 p.m.
8 p.m. Aaron, what do you think? What do you think, buddy?
Oh, this is.
I like throwing it to you from time to time.
This is. I'm gonna say 1 in the morning.
Okay.
I like that. Yeah, that was my initial.
Get your answers in, Townies.
Yeah.
Because this happened.
I'm gonna
around-
change.
What do you think?
1 p.m.
God, that's unbelievable. This is 10:45 p.m. on a Saturday.
It's not that late.
Not even that late.
No.
And told her he had just encountered a random girl doing the biggest poop we ever seen in the complex. He, quote, said, I was like, what are you talking about? Nettie
I don't think
told.
she was talking about anything.
Well, no. I mean, this is what Nettie said to the husband.
Right.
What are you talking
What are you
about?
talking
Husband
about?
comes back. Nettie Nemo's like, "What do you mean you just saw someone pooping on our porch?"
She's like,
Yeah.
I couldn't comprehend. Azza claims he was coming home from the footy, I guess the football
Big
match.
yeah.
Sure.
And turned into the walkway that led to their front door, where he found an unknown woman with her pants down midway through her business. He froze before asking if she was okay. How nice is that?
Yeah.
Well, you're so bewildered. That is your first, like, you all right?
If you're in Florida,
Yeah.
you pull out the AK-47.
Yeah.
Get off of my lawn.
He asks questions later. So he froze, asked if she was okay. She says to me in my own house. Well, technically she's outside of the house.
Right, but still.
She says, in my own house, can I have 2 minutes? She said that to him. Can I
We
have
all
two-
need 2 minutes.
Can I have
after
2
that.
minutes?
Yeah.
He said. In
Need
shock,
3 or 4.
Ozzo walked back to the letterbox, the mailbox, to wait for the woman as requested. Can I have 2 minutes? She asked
Sure.
nicely.
Yes.
Give her two.
There's a man on this porch.
Doing my business.
Give her 2. She's putting a 2 on your porch. All right. Okay. The woman requested.
Gave you 2.
Before she pulled up her pants, grabbed her belongings.
So
and
this
left.
is my
Purse.
thing. So if you're going to
Stanley.
poop out in the wild,
Right.
you're just saying to the universe, I'm going to ace this one.
That you better. You
Because
better.
I'm just pulling up my pants at the end.
We assume she's
Oh,
drunk, right?
yeah.
Or something.
Ace,
Walk-
you mean not wipe?
Yeah.
Not have
So
to
this is
wipe.
my best guess in all of our years of dumb
behavior.
experience.
Yeah.
She's so drunk, she thought she knew who lived at this house.
And she was just like,
they
"They'll
wouldn't
me."
let her in
Right.
because
No one's letting
there.
anyone
Right.
in.
Right,
Right.
but in her mind, like,
They'll
let
let
me
me.
in, and then she's like, I'm gonna have to go to the bathroom so bad,
Right.
and then she just poops out lemon drop shots right there on the porch, thinking this is like, they made me do that. They won't let me in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is of their doing.
She grabbed her belongings and left, walking past Ozzo on the way out with a, quote, smirk and a quick, coherent bye. I can't
Coherent
believe
bye.
he gave her 2 minutes.
I would have tripped
Nettie
her.
recalled
I would've
while
tripped.
laughing.
What are you supposed to do?
Tripper.
I can't
Tripper
believe he
from
called
behind.
I can't believe he called the newspaper about this.
I mean, this is
like, how
I
did this
agree.
reach
Yahoo
the
News.
journalist?
Yahoo News.
I'm straight up grabbing her purse and tripping her. That's what I'm doing.
and then I'm saying, sorry. I
But we
didn't
live
see
in
that.
LA. There's so many homeless people. I mean,
Yeah,
like,
that could happen. It could
I
happen.
mean, if someone pooped on your porch, I'm not calling KTLA.
no, you're not.
You know, or even Wear News.
I know. Look, living in a
WER.
Are you
Yeah.
gonna neighbor app it?
No, not even. I might
So
put on the Citizen.
She said laughing.
get a hose.
Right.
Hey,
She-
why would we open the
Next
Citizen
door.
app? It's always man with machete.
I
Always man with machete.
I will not open that app.
I mean-
I don't know. I
refuse.
have the notifications.
So you
And
guys
I don't
turn
even
those
open
off.
it.
Is it just tiny machetes all around the city? And you're like,
how
okay,
many
man.
machetes? How many? Where do you get a machete? It's not that easy.
I mean, it's very Florida thing. You got
There
to cut
is a
through
store
high
in the
grass.
There's a store in the valley called Just Machetes.
Is there a store called Just Machetes?
There is in the valley, and they have all
Danny
kinds of.
Trejo does not have a store called Just Machetes.
He's got
He's into
donuts,
tacos. That's
and
it.
Just Machetes. Danny Trejo's Just Machetes.
It's machete. It's machete.
Machete. By the way,
Machete.
he would sell the F out of machete.
You can get a machete and a michelada. Get those both.
Machetes and micheladas? Let's go. Danny
It's actually
Trejo,
not
where?
bad.
Listen to us. Come
Where
on.
are you, buddy?
What
Where
could
are
go
you?
wrong?
So here's the best thing. Living in a small complex, the apartment complex.
Sure.
The pair then reached out to their landlord to share what happened. I'm sure the landlord was happy. So they're like, someone pooped on our thing. We are renting. You take care of it.
So
That's
here's a crazy thing that happened to me this weekend. We were at our cousins down in Mission Viejo. They are so generous to have us come and stay there, and with groups of people, and it's so fun.
Yeah.
Price was down there, friends. It's great. Really, really nice time with family and stuff like that. After dinner, I'm walking to the bathroom in the back area, and I see a giant clump of something on the floor.
Okay.
And I realize that one of the dogs has thrown up.
Oh,
So my initial thought was, I should
do you
tell.
have a dog there?
No, it's their dogs. I should tell my cousin or her husband that this happened. Number one, they should know if their dog is sick or not, or if they're like,
Sure.
oh, God, this is a bad thing. But I just didn't know what order to do it. And I also wanted them to see it so they would know what it was.
You got
'Cause, like,
you got to passive aggressive this.
well, so I went over and I was like, hey, man, I hate to do this right now, but I got to take you to show you this thing that happened because I just don't want you to be like, oh, my God, our dog has this problem, or this is a recurrence of heartworms, or whatever. They need to see it. I can't just scoop it up and get rid of it and be like, FYI, your dog.
Sure.
They need to see what it is.
So you take a picture with your phone.
I should have taken a
Should have
picture.
taken a
with my
picture
phone.
with their
See, I
bus.
go in and
Instead, I was
go,
like, "Hey, will you look at?" So I took him all the way to the thing, and he was like, I was gonna go eat a piece of pie. I don't really want to look at this right now." And I was like, "You're right." I felt so stupid, and then I cleaned it up and tossed it. But I was like, "Was I wrong?"
No, you're
to
not
pull
in the
him
wrong.
from-
Wait. You saw a dog's poop?
No,
Puke.
throw up.
Oh,
Puke.
throw up.
And I'm like, yeah, and I felt badly because I was like, yeah, I didn't need to drag him
didn't
away
need to.
from the pie.
Take a picture.
Maybe
show
not
him
that
puke.
far, but you
Text
weren't in
him
the wrong.
afterwards.
No, I think you go in, you make a big deal of it. You go into the kitchen, be like, "Hey, paper towels? We got any paper towels?" And somebody will ask you why. And then you go, and
One of the dogs puked.
well, one of the dogs puked. I don't know if any of you guys have a sick dog or whatever. I'm going to take care of it. And then their own ownership will go like, "No, one of us should take care of it." No, I got it.
so
But if you
right.
want to see it, like, I don't know if somebody's.
I was not passive aggressive enough.
Dan,
I was
would've-
too direct.
Dan would have walked into a full room and just loudly, like so loud.
Yeah.
Anybody got paper towels? Not even looking at anybody.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not even
No
in
eye
the kitchen.
contact.
I'd go outside and start yelling.
Everybody got paper towels?
So they called the landlord, and they're like,
a landlord who's got cameras around the complex with one pointing down to that very walkway came the next day to clean up the mess. So it just
they
sat
left
there.
it there. Shit on the step.
He's the only one that has actual
Great
footage of it happening, and he is watching it on repeat. I'm just kidding.
and
when
this
they
is the only way he can orgasm.
when when asked if
It's in public.
when they asked if they were going to report the incident of the woman pooping on the porch to the police, Nettie shared that they likely wouldn't be on this occasion as they were just laughing it off. We won't report it to the police, but Yahoo News, here we go.
Hey now.
Oh my God! Other stories of strangers pooing on people's property. People,
Yeah, because you said at the beginning that they're
So
like, "This isn't."
people
that rare.
reacting to the story they shared online
Of
were
course.
utterly entertained by the encounter. Tell us everything. No shame to the door pooper, one said. Quote, the fact he gave her a minute, another laughed. No, he gave her 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Let's get it right.
I don't know, man. I don't know if I want to arm drag somebody who's mid squat and just if it's also
You
if it's
don't.
that big.
You don't.
This is crazy too because you guys are these people, or you are like me and you have friends like these people. I've had friends who would have to leave the bar and go home.
Oh, yeah,
to
yeah.
go drop a deuce.
Shy poopers.
Yes, and then there's other people that are like, "I'm good right here. Let her rip."
Unreal.
Yeah.
Those surprising number of people shared their own poop stories. My postie took a dump on the post, I'm assuming the mailman,
yeah.
on the side of my house. It was huge. I was not impressed. I love like that. Those two sentences don't.
Fine that he did it.
So
Kinda
what you're saying
disappointed
more
in
about
that
yourself is that I'm not impressed by a
Seen bigger.
I
Seen
went
bigger.
to
I had a UPS guy.
Now that was a package that no one
Nobody
ordered. I went to the park by our house last week, and someone did this on a park bench seat. Declared second. Oh my
That's
God!
wild.
So I had to. Someone said, "Oh my God!" So I had to poop so badly. I once did it in someone's front garden on a main road. I felt so bad, but I was going to poo myself. A third admitted. On top of this, there have been several reports of people in Melbourne and other cities being caught defecating on people's properties. In 2023, a public pooer was caught on camera on a busy Sydney road, and in 2021, security cameras caught a cyclist taking a toilet break on a stranger's driveway while riding through an affluent Melbourne suburb.
But see, that's a driveway's crazy, porch is crazy. You started out, Jay, with the right thing. You would at least find a bench.
Find a
But
bush.
because the thing is,
A
and maybe
bench, a
people are
bush.
listening to this. Or yeah, sorry, a bush. People are listening to this and haven't experienced yet. We are not in control.
No.
Your body is constantly guiding you towards bathrooms and stuff like that.
That's
But
right.
there will come a time in everyone's life where you
Where will be
realize
too far.
yes,
from,
you don't decide when you sneeze, and ultimately there are times you don't decide when you shit.
That's right.
True.
Now but go find a bush
go find a bush.
because when your body takes over,
Just don't
it's not
sit
your
in
game
poison
anymore.
Did you
ivy.
guys ever after you pooped, you ever like you almost feel like a sadness?
That's because of the prostate.
Is that what the
No,
is that
I-
what it
No,
is?
sense
But
of
almost
lo-
like, but almost
sense of
like,
loss.
but almost like you're like, oh, it's a combo of like relief and sadness.
Yeah.
You're like,
Loss.
You're like, I'm talking like 5 minutes later. You're in the car. You're like,
Did I?
yeah, like,
I just like a part of me is gone.
did I lose an intestine? Yeah,
Yeah,
part of
me
me's
is gone.
Or like, I'm okay.
Well,
I'm not in pain.
I had the
all-
anticipation, then the deposit, and now I'm like, what do I have anymore?
What,
Who am I?
who am I? I was that.
Yes, yes,
What will fill this?
That was
What
my
am I
identity.
now?
Yeah.
It's just depressing.
If I saw a dog throw up, I'd walk right by it.
There you go. See you later.
Not my dog. Not
Not my dog.
Not my problem.
Not my dog.
But
not my-
I think that makes you a nice person.
Yeah,
that
'cause
you're like,
I was worried about what it meant, what it said about the dog, and I felt like they needed to do the forensic look
Sure.
before
I think
anything
Take a
happened.
picture on your
Right.
phone. Show them after they eat the pie.
or look in
ruined
there if there's any blood. But dogs throw up all the time.
You
I mean,
taste
they
it
do.
just a little
I-
bit. Anyway,
I
Daniel,
put it on
give
top of the pie.
No, you don't taste it. Dan, give us a little a taste of what
A
it goes.
bank robber with the worst getaway plan.
Bank robber with the worst getaway plan, and we'll find out what Dan's got going on after this break. Jason Nash is with us. All Good Things is his podcast. Subscribe to that right away in the break. We'll be right back with more Dumb People Town.
Stick around, make a sound. There's more Dumb People Town.
I
know
love
you
a
do.
good deal.
You do love a good deal.
But I'm not going to lay down on a bed of nails and then put another bed
Is
of
it a
nails.
bed
on.
of hot coals or a bed
It's
of
a-
nails?
it's
Is this a Bryan Adams song?
I'm not going to lay down on a bed of hot nails and put another bed of hot coals on top of me
Too much.
just to save a few bucks.
No.
Is what I'm saying. Look, our friends at Mint Mobile, they said it's easy to get
spend
wireless.
$15 on wireless a month.
No BS, no hoops. That's what it is. Turns out it really is that easy
Yes.
to get wireless for $15 a month. The longest part you're ever going to deal with is being on hold to break up with your old provider, and that's on them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I've used Mint Mobile, and the thing I like about it, one, up at the cabin, I get better service through Mint Mobile
There you go.
than I did through my other provider, and it never drops. Like I find that more often that I like when I'm using it. There's no like. I'll be honest with you. I was like, oh, I haven't tried this before. Is it going to be as good? Turns out it's
Better.
just as good, if not better.
$15 a month. That's insane.
So here's what you do. To get started, go to mintmobile.com/DPT.
Yeah.
There you will see right now all 3-month plans, $15 a month, including unlimited plan. All plans come with high-speed data, unlimited talk, text, delivered on the nation's largest 5G network.
See?
You can use your own phone with any Mint
Bring
Mobile
your
plan.
phone number with you.
Along,
okay?
there you go. Find
Along
out
with your contacts.
Find out how easy it is to switch to Mint Mobile. Get 3 months of premium wireless service at just $15 a
Dan,
month.
tell them what to do.
Fine. To get this customer offer and your new 3-month premium wireless plan for just $15 a month, go to mintmobile.com/DPT. That's mintmobile.com/DPT. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month, y'all, at mintmobile.com/DPT. $45 upfront payment required, equivalent to a $15 a month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Speeds slower above 40 gigabytes on unlimited plan. Additional taxes, fees, and restrictions apply. Look, you can see Mint Mobile for details.
Stick around, make a sound. There's more Dumb People Town.
Hey, gang, welcome back to the show.
Hello.
Before we get out of here, Daniel, in addition to Wine Club, if you haven't seen it, it's on Tubi,
Thank you.
right?
Yeah.
Go see that movie.
Dan's wonderful.
Dan's
movie.
wonderful special on YouTube. Let's get it up
Rose
over
Gold.
100,000. Rose Gold.
I
It's
think
amazing.
it's close. I think it's
Yeah.
basically
Are you closing in?
Close-ish? Yeah,
I like it.
we'll see.
And then tell them where people can see you and your recurring show here in LA.
Yeah, first Wednesday of every month at Bespoke LA over on Fairfax, right by Cantor's. You
Great.
can see my show Overshare that I do with Lally and Melissa.
Get this
We've already talked about it.
I love it.
And it's a wonderful show. It's a great time, and you get like 2 free drinks with every ticket purchase. What? I know.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So fun.
So people
Great.
should check that out. And then I will be in Lafayette if this is when this is happening. I'll be in Lafayette and New Orleans at the end of September.
Nice.
And you can go to danielvankirk.com for that. And then in November, I'm doing a show that we haven't announced yet, but you can put it in your calendar if you want. The first Saturday, I think that's like the 9th, I will be
First
doing a
Saturday in
show
November is before that. It's the second. But
the
yes.
second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe so this is the second November.
Yep.
Yes,
there
their
you go.
second Saturday in November. That show is going to be in Cedar Rapids, and then I'll be at the Flyover Comedy Festival at the very least on Saturday night. I'm not sure about Friday because I might have another gig, but everything's at danielvankirk.com.
Where's the Flyover Comedy Festival?
St. Louis.
St.
Our
Louis.
Oh my
Oh,
God,
wow.
it's so fun. So like we'll be at
So
the
that'll be big for me.
Sheldon Theater on Saturday night, and you'll be at your
Brought to you by
spot.
T-Ravs. Okay,
Hey, toasted
Toasted
raviolis.
this is a short little story,
Okay, great.
but the headline alone. Sent in by DG3 at Dynamite DG.
Great. I love it.
Bank robber arrested while waiting outside bank for money.
I thought you were going to say for Uber.
No.
Wait. So sent someone else in?
had no
On the
getaway
lookout.
plan, had
Okay.
no robbery plan.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
Eugene, Oregon.
Never actually did anything.
No, it's can you say you claim?
A man is facing charges of robbery after allegedly demanding money from a bank at knife point and then waiting outside for the money.
Yeah, I'll be out here.
See this knife? Bring it
Right.
out to me outside.
Right.
And don't do anything fishy like when I go outside, call the cops on me.
He's trying to do curbside
I'm trusting
bank
you
robbery.
here.
Right.
I'm
Right.
trusting you to do the right
Look,
thing.
you know me. I know you.
Yeah.
Every so often someone
This
else
knife will be on me out there.
Sir, I
we're
can't
just
come around.
stacking it.
I
We're
can't come
stacking it.
around from the back. You can come around.
It's Woody Allen.
You can come around for a second.
You got a gub.
What is a gub?
What does that say? A
No,
gun?
it says gun.
It
I
looks
see
like
it
a
says
bee.
gun.
Gub. Gub.
According to court documents, the man later identified. You cannot commit a crime if this is your name.
Let's hear it.
Roger George Alibi.
No!
Oh, that's a typo because there's another name where it's Albee. Okay. I thought.
What's
my
his-
God.
where-
And I'm
is-
coming on as dyslexic today.
What's
Yeah,
his-
yeah.
What's his Albee?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So RGA, Roger George Albee, 65 years old, walked into the Wells Fargo Bank on East Broadway on April 24th, pointed a knife at employees, and told them he was robbing them
Yeah.
I'm robbing you guys.
with a knife.
He's Robert Albee. He's robbing them.
Court documents allege he
Maybe
said,
that's what he is.
I
He was
walked
just
in, he said, I'm Robbie Albee.
Robbie Albee, and I'm robbing
he's
you.
Roger.
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 Oh, sorry, Roger.
I love that we've all got
Robbie Albee.
his Robbie George Alibi. Instead of the money, Eugene, he said, "I'll be waiting outside. I have a knife." He apparently then left the bank, sat on a bench across the street. First of all,
waiting.
that even if this works, that's too far.
You went
You're
to
across the street.
You got to be right outside the
What
door.
type of service are you expecting?
You
Yeah,
have to
yeah.
be at the door holding the knife up, like reminding
Even
them.
if you said to the teller, "Hey, that you got," let's say you took out $100 cash, all 20s, right? And you go, "Hey, I'm gonna go across the street. I'm gonna sit on the bench. If you come over there, I'll give you a 20."
I
They'd
mean,
go, "No, that's to get
yeah.
money."
At
They
least,
wouldn't come out
At
there.
least, like, clean your knife in the doorway.
Is this a robbery thing? If you say, "Give me all your money,
Right.
give me $10,000,
Yes.
meet me at the park bench across the street.
He's looking for
I'll
a loophole.
give you 1,000 if you meet me all the way across the street."
Why not?
Is that a robbery? Yeah.
Well,
good
no, it
question.
is a robbery, but like
But I thought you were going to say
that's a plan. At
that's
least
a
that's a plan.
And you're incentivizing this person to
That's
do
right.
a lot of the work for you.
That's what I'm
But also,
saying.
yes, Jason, that's what I thought too. Is like, is his theory that if they bring it out of the bank, he didn't rob them?
That's what he's thinking.
Yeah,
If
maybe.
you went in and said, "Give me all your money, all your hugs and kisses,
Kisses,
too,"
too.
and they're like ZZ Top, you're like, "Yeah, meet me outside,
I'll be
10,000."
on the bench.
On
I
the
didn't know
bench.
where you were going, and you got there.
She's got tens. She knows how to use them.
Instead of money, Eugene police arrived.
Yeah,
And they arrested Albee.
yeah.
He was taken to the Lane County Jail on Thursday and charged with 2 counts of first-degree robbery and 2 counts of second-degree robbery. Court documents show that Albee is currently on probation from a previous robbery conviction.
Third-degree idiocy.
Bro,
He's due back in court.
you acted like you'd never been there before. He's been there before. Did
Been
this
to the big
work?
dance.
Right? Does
But
this?
he didn't even have a car.
So here's
I'm
the
going to go outside. I'll be sitting in my car.
Right.
He was
No,
like,
I'm gonna be.
I'll be at the bus bench.
stop.
It takes them forever to get here anyway.
He thought it was going to be like one of those restaurants where you order at the counter and they give you a number and
That's
you
what I'm
go
saying.
sit and they're going to bring it to you in like 20 minutes or
Right.
call your name out.
Curbside. He
And he-
wanted curbside service.
Curbside service.
Look, COVID
Curbside robbery.
has made
COVID has
everybody
changed
think you can get curbside service, even in a bank robbery.
Yeah, you
Even in a bank
cannot.
robbery.
All right, that's story number 3, friends.
Story number
Jason
3.
Nash.
Jason Nash, all good things. Check his podcast. Follow him on all social medias, on Instagram. Subscribe to your YouTube page.
Yep.
All that stuff. This
It's
is
all
a
there.
great way to support him. He's one of our favorites and one of our closest friends from a long, long time.
Yep.
Agreed.
Right? Was it
Yep.
30 years, Nashy?
God,
Well,
almost
that
95. We're
Oh
almost
my
30.
God! Yeah, it is. almost
95
30
is when
years.
you came to New or when you were
Yeah, it'll
in
be
New York.
30 years next year.
30 years
Unbelievable.
next
Isn't that
I
crazy?
love it.
I love it. Get better with age, my friend. And that is it, guys. And oh, snap. We got to get back to work. We'll see ya.
Stick around, make a sound. There's more Dumb People Town.